you think that was gone, Rob?
No, only because of the experience of the last 4 years here. We'd say that it never really is with our lads. They can always surprise you. So I wouldn't say it was gone. I thought it'd be quite tough when we got the scrum. I thought, yeah, but then Slady's kick was brilliant to put us into driving range. I mean that was the big thing. That got us out of a hole. I mean we'd had quite a few opportunities before that, but certainly at that stage of the game, we put a lot of composure to get the scrum, and then put that kick where it was. Then call the right call, get it over the line. So and then not much composure after that around the place. It's quite exciting.
Your feelings when you saw it given?
I don't know really. It's quite. I mean, it's different for us. It's new for us, isn't it? The biggest challenge we've got now is certainly from a coaching point of view. You almost instantly go, we haven't just won the Premiership. What we've just done is won the semi-final. So you do very, very quickly get through that and into right. Our biggest job is now not pretending that we're champions. We've beaten a very good, the European Champions. We've beaten a very good side, but we've got to beat one of these to win it. So it means nothing if we go up there next week and don't perform.
How highly does it rate compared to some of the other ones you've had at the club?
Oh crikey! I'll probably when I get the chance to actually watch back through it and think about it, it'll be up there with certainly one of the biggest occasions or biggest games I've been involved in. I'd actually say it was probably in some respects bigger than the final last year, because the final was a grand day out last year. It was all very new to us. Whereas this year, we're a different side. We're a different group of guys. So it's a little bit. We probably expect a little bit more of ourselves.
The game itself, there seems to be nothing to pick between you two. So.
Hey, I think it's incredible. Because I know how I feel now, and I know how our lads feel now. I mean, how they win a European Championship and get through the week and perform like that, I think is just phenomenal. I think Mark McCall is a class act. He's got a great group of coaches, and they are a fantastic team. I think to put together that sort of performance when they must have had, as I say, the sort of emotional outpouring that you get when you do win a game, especially a big important game, for them to come and put that much into it is just phenomenal.
Do you think Henry had bitten off more than he could chew with that kick? Because he seems to it almost looked like Alex was going to catch it.
From wherever we were standing, I saw Goody's hands go up. Yeah, but no, it was all right. It's one of those things that the guys practice a lot. You see them doing it. They don't just pull it out. So they don't just cuff it. They practice a lot, and sometimes they get it wrong. But good players largely get it right. I think he knew he had to get us close. He went for it, which is a great lesson for us. If you want to win things, you do have to actually go for it. Put us in the right position.
Rob, on paper, I think they've got a whole team of internationals. You probably only got 3 or 4 current ones. What about the contribution of guys who've never won a cap? Ian Whitton or
right, Which has got a cap, hasn't he? Yeah, I think you might be wrong there. But even so, I take your point. It's quite interesting reading a little bit about Sarries talking several years ago about. Building that group of players who've got 100 or 200 Premiership games, and if you look through their list, it's guys like your Jackson Rays who kind of glue a team together. Some of those guys played a couple hundred games for Saracens, been together a long time. So for us, that's where we want to be. We've got some guys who've played a couple of games in the Premiership. So we'll, hopefully in a couple of years we'll have that too. If you do that, then you give yourself a chance to have more international players. At the end of the day, if you can go and perform in a game like that, and you have to be able to turn up at Twickenham and not be overawed, then if you show you can do that, then you can probably show that you can go and be an international player.
You mentioned that last year's final was kind of a grand day out, and this was kind of more important in a way. Is this about now trying to establish this club in the same kind of status in English rugby, if you like, as a Leicester, as a Sarries, as a Wasps, the other teams around there, the big teams like Bath and clubs like that? Yeah,
it is in a way, because hardly any of us, there's only a couple of guys who'd ever really been to Twickenham and played in front of a big crowd, and actually a lasting memory would be that Nosey and Jeff played pretty well in the first half, and quite often. The word I used before about being overawed is probably not the right way. When you arrived, it was the most incredible arrival at a ground I've ever come across. And actually, it wasn't that people went, oh my God, got all these people watching us, this is going to be so tough. It was just so exciting. And sometimes in that, the first half, it's hard to concentrate because you were just so excited. And then in that second half in the final, we sort of remembered that we were there to play rugby. And it wasn't just a brilliant day. I think it's different now. You know, we've been there before. We're a bit more resilient, we've got a bit more experience. And you know, 2 months into the season, we did what we should have said in the changing room last year after the game, which was, right, how do we win this next year, rather than it's been a great season.
Your scrum hasn't played much better than that. It's been a big game, certainly, isn't it?
No, I think there's an element of there's lots of things with the scrum. How long do you want? Well, what I would say there is you've got 2 pushing packs and a referee who is very, very clear about what he wants, and I think that then makes it easy. Also, Wayne's quite happy to play ball away, and he'll talk to, you hear him talking to guys all the way through, so it doesn't always get broken up by penalties and things, because he'll talk to somebody before it becomes a penalty. I mean, he's a class referee, and I'd also say, you know, Sarries are, you know, they want to launch Billy off the back of a scrum, so they don't want to mess about, they want to have a good scrum. We did scrum really well today, but it is easier to scrum against a side that isn't actually looking to burrow into the ground. You know, they wanted to push, we wanted to push, and that makes life a lot easier. You have a contest then.
Who's Thomas Waldron's kicking coach?
Do you know what? Before my time, Tommy Waldron, some of you might remember it, when he played for Tigers, he put 2 great, I think they scored off them actually, put 2 great kicks in against Exeter there. It's one of the first things I heard about him when I first started talking about him, was how good a kicker he was. He's got some skills, this Tom, to be fair. To be fair, most of the forwards practice their kicking all the time.
Thank you guys. Cheers.